If you have given the chance to start your life over at age 11 right now, but still keep all of your current knowledge and memories, would you? Why or why not? I'd be one cynical 11-year-old. I could win so many middle school arguments I've replayed in my head for years. Do I get the option again once I reach my current age? I'd hate to go back, make things worse, and then be stuck like that. But I'd love to sign up for a multi-decade Groundhog Day scenario. On one hand, it would be great timing because my mom married my awesome stepdad when I was 10, so I wouldn't have to worry about making sure that happened again. I'd be able to explore more hobbies while I was young and really change my life for the better, along with help my parents invest better and survive 2008 better as well. But also, I will probably alter the course of my life so much that many people who I have met, I probably never will. Maybe I'll meet other interesting people instead. But still, there are some friendships I wouldn't want to give up. LOL, are you kidding? I would do unspeakable things for the chance at a do-over. I have a shitton of regrets. Honestly, I wouldn't even try to exploit my knowledge of future events for money. I'd just try to avoid fucking up the things I have fucked up. Apple stock and bitcoins would make me incredibly rich, and I'd know where to find my wife a few years earlier than I currently did. Win-win. Yeah, OFC. I would get a chance to actually make friends, hide that body properly, and not get bullied. Plus huge stock market gains. No, I don't have the patience to grind those levels again. Yes, but really so I can spend more time with some people who have died. Edit, my first ever gilded comment. Thank you whoever did that, smiley face, and hugs to everyone who's replied. For something so incredibly common, grief is uncommonly cruel. Hell yeah. A healthy 11-year-old me, all that potential and knowledge about myself and my strengths. I could run that school, avoid the bad people, avoid bad injuries, make good choices, avoid the bad exes, and invest in Bitcoin and bet on Leicester City. Yep. Foreknowledge of future events is great money-making potential. Edit, rip inbox. Yes. I'd have another 12 years with my dad again. If I have to go through everything else all over again to have him back, I would. No, I like my life and my family. If I am taken back to when I was 11, I might fuck up something in between then and meeting my wife, and then we might never get together. The constant knowledge that I could mess something up at any moment that would forever alter the life I once had would probably drive me insane, thus altering the life I once had and drive me into a feedback loop of insanity and sadness that would end in my suicide. No, I wouldn't be able to live with my parents for another 7 years. Easy, if you have a spouse or kids, don't do it because your family will never be the same, or rather, has a super low chance to be the same. If you are alone with no higher attachments other than your parents/friends, then it's a go. Yes, to do even better in school and take more advanced courses. In a heartbeat, without a single regret. I'll memorize the numbers in a couple of lotteries, because nobody will believe me for the first one, need a backup, and convince my parents to send my sister to military school to stop her from becoming an addict/dealer and going to prison. Absolutely, I would fix some of my mistakes, play sports, play in band. Also, there was a girl that I met in late middle school, and as absolutely dumb as it sounds, I still have a thing for her, but I never told her and she vanished before I could do anything about it anyway. But still, I'd have loved to have had a chance with her. Also, in general, I would try to be a better person. I would try to not be the little shit I was. Oh, and I wouldn't get fat. It's a difficult question because I wouldn't want to abandon the people currently in my life. You know what? No. While there's plenty in my life that I would love to have had not happen, or avoid dating individuals who hurt me or were a detriment to my advancement in life, I'd be bored as hell doing all of what I did over. I have an amazing wife now. I get to play video games whenever I want. I work ITSEC from home 100% of the time and can enjoy my hobbies. Honestly, life is so good now. Even when something does go wrong, it's not a big deal, as I am happy with what I have in life now, and if I had to relieve it all, who knows if I would be where I am right now with different opportunities, etc. No, some of my worst years of depression came soon after that, and I cannot live through that again. Also, I'd lose so much progress with my art. I'd still have the same skills, but I would lose a lot of art pieces and my webcomic. Absolutely I would. I actually play the scenario out in my head all the time. It thrills me to think about going back to 10 years old with all the knowledge I have today, because I could make something of myself and not make the same mistakes I've made later in life. I'm 22. I wouldn't be a disappointment. It would also be fun to write music lyrics of current songs or discuss college-level information and blow people's minds. I also want to wear a bathing suit and not care about how I look, because I developed an eating disorder at 11. God, I wish I could go back. I found my boy cat on the street about 9 years ago. He was a tiny dirty ball of fur and disease. It was cold outside. If I hadn't been delivering pizzas to that specific house on that day, he would have probably died. As much as I'd like to change the course of my life, I could never risk losing Murray to the butterfly effect. I wouldn't. I've accomplished so much, and don't want to lose it all. Plus, school would be very boring. I have thought about this often. Part of me would love the opportunity, but I would miss my 2 children too much. 11-year-old me would not be able to handle what I currently know. I'd rather spare my preteen self heartache, rejection, despair, depression, and all else that we as adults deal with. If I went back, I'd rather be clueless and innocent. That's 26 years of having extra knowledge and a leg up. I absolutely would. I would. It'd give me the chance to take a different path in life, and make the correct decisions earlier on in life. I'd make bets on things that I knew would win, and avoid specific people in my life. Yeah, I would. This time I could save my best friend, and she'll be able to grow up and be the beautiful person she was before her early death. Go back to before depression? You betcha. Lift a bit and beat the shit out of the whole bully gang that destroyed my childhood. Hard pass. There's for sure some sketchy devil dude twirling his mustache and some fine print I didn't see. It would be hilarious to go the next 10 to 12 years telling everyone I know that Donald Trump is going to be the President of the United States, and then the look on their faces when he becomes president. I don't want to study again. I know this time it'd be easier, but easy double as frustrating to live with low income. No, for a million reasons. I met my best friend at 14. What would it be like to meet her for the first time with a 26-year-old brain? We'd never be able to connect. And on that note, what about my first girlfriend? It would feel disgusting to get romantically involved with a high schooler if I still had my adult brain. Plus, I would have to watch my dad die again, but this time I would know about all the disgusting things he did that my mother didn't tell me about until years and years after he died. That would be a nasty crock of emotions. Plus, I'd have to do high school again. The more I think about it, this might just be what hell is for me. I have lots of regrets, but I'm also extremely happy with my life now. If I could live things over again, make fewer mistakes, and still end up with the same wonderful woman and kids, then maybe. Giving it all up to try again? No thanks. I am confused. So, do I go back to 1987 with my current knowledge, or do I wake up tomorrow as an 11 years old with everything I know? If it is the latter, it would be terrible. What about all my property, my job, my friends, my son, and so on? If it is the former, I appreciate the opportunities to achieve the riches, but there are a lot of things that would be impossible for me to dodge, no matter what I do. Also, I would not have my son. Given what I know about my ex-wife, I would avoid that lady at all costs. Which of course sucks because I love my kid. So I guess it does not matter. In any case, the answer would be no for me. No, I just married the love of my life and it was pretty random that we met, so I don't think it would have happened again. Also, he is 8 years older, which is fine when you're 30 but downright creepy when you're 11. Of course, no one would suspect an 11Y.0 for a murder. Yeah, then I am a famous and smart kid. What is it with Reddit and wanting to blow up theater life and start over? Fuck yes. I would improve so much. Work out a lot more in my teens and just do so much stuff I regret not doing. Plus invest in Bitcoin. Hard no. Too much relied on luck for me. If this is a frequent shower thought for you, I highly recommend Everything Matters by Ron Curry Jr. It's a really great book that plays with this idea. Smiley face. Get the chance to not waste my youth chasing after unobtainable girls, get properly diagnosed before failing out of every class, and spend my time doing something I actually enjoy. Yes please. Yes. Since I would be moving that following June, I actually did 11 months after I turned 11, I would try and get better grades in 7th grade and done better in 2 classes in 8th grade. I would also use my current knowledge about YouTube and try to make better quality videos for my channel. I wouldn't if it weren't for this one moment in my life. 11 years is exactly what I need to stop my mom from marrying my stepdad. Somehow I knew I didn't like the guy and he would turn out bad in the end. But, after 9 years of loneliness, I wanted my mom to feel loved and to love again, so I didn't tell her how I felt then. He turned out to be narcissistic bitch and a total Scrooge McDuck. He even kept the receipts from when I bought a single candy bar. The day I opened a drawer with a ledger mark spent on get junked, I knew I wanted out. I moved away 2 weeks later after I told my mom I didn't want to stay. This was when I was 14. I stayed at different relatives each time, 2 years tops. My mom sent me money every month and tried calling me every day, but I was mad at her for not knowing the man enough before marrying him. I lived off scholarships and never used any of the money she sent me to this day. I sometimes call her to make sure she's okay and because I still think the world of her. So yes, if there's any chance of that whole timeline not taking place, I'd kill for it. It ruined my life for the past 9 years and lost me my mother. Fuck yes. I would go back and dominate middle school and high school, both socially and academically. Then I would punch Greg. F that guy. Then I would actually do something with my life. I wouldn't. My little sister wasn't born yet. I can't risk screwing up something that would prevent her birth. Plus, all of my failures and heartbreaks led me meet all of friends and wife. It would be freaking awesome to end all of the knowledge I have at that age, but not worth it. Bitcoins. I'm not sure. I would be able to avoid a major heartbreak that drove me into multiple suicidal episodes, but that also made me into the person I am today. Absolutely. I have a genetic condition that wasn't diagnosed until I was almost 30. If I had known as a child, I could have avoided making things worse for myself down the line. Yes. Gonna save some lives. Put the right words in the right ears and people will listen. Got a friend who died of cancer whose leg and life I might save if he gets taken care of early. Might save my wife some pain with her family and education. Might even manage to save a lot of lives and money with R/T the USS Cole and 9/11. Depends, only if I get my Hogwarts letter. Am I 11 right now, or 11 again back when I was 11 in 1991? And spend 5 years waiting just to meet my spouse? Pass. There's plenty of stuff from the last 20 years that I'd do differently, but I'm not giving them up, even temporarily, to change it. A part of me would love to, but a part of me knows that would mean giving up my kids, and I just don't know if I could do that. Yes, I'd like to give my Hogwarts letter another chance to arrive. I'd go to Stephen Hawking's time traveler's party. No, because I wouldn't have made some of the mistakes that lead me to where I am. I was arrested for aggravated battery to an officer at 16. What actually happened was I was groped the police officer while he arrested me for curfew. We were sitting on a curb talking. When he cuffed me and the groped my crotch, I head-butted him instinctively. I spent a good 6 months thinking I was going to be charged as an adult and go away for a very long time on a felony charge. Well, the cop in question then raped and murdered his wife, so all of a sudden my claim that he groped me first made more sense. I wouldn't relieve that ever again. But the second I was able to leave the county, my parents packed us up and we left the state. Moving ending up being the best thing for everyone. Too much would change. As much as I'd love a chance to go back in time and make smarter/kinder decisions and also become a filthy rich millionaire, Apple stock and Bitcoin for the win, I have to pass. I could re-meet my wife, I know how to find her easily enough. But there's no way the same swimmer who made him would ever win that race again. He's awesome. He's priceless. I love him. I couldn't do it. Work harder and not make the stupid mistakes that I've made. Hell yeah. Imagine the comeback potential that an adult brain has in an 11-year-old environment. No, because I want to see my cousins that are coming from North Carolina in like 2 weeks. I wouldn't, cause my life after 11 sucks. Yes, I could start my transition earlier before puberty makes me sound like Batman. No, I have wonderful wife and daughter, wouldn't trade them for nothing. Nope, I'd lose my 3 kids. Absolutely. I would have made drastically different academic and professional choices. And my personal life would have been a lot healthier. Hell yes. I would for sure. I'd love to take the opportunity to not be a cunt when I'm younger. Also, there's other benefits like no future events, know what to invest in, lottery etc., all that generic shit. No way in hell. I've been through hell to get here and I sure as shit not doing that again. Of course, save my allowance and birthday money, spend it all on Bitcoin. Absolutely. I would be able to spend so much time learning even more about the things that interest me. I met my best friend in kindergarten, and I could use him to connect to everyone else who I'm really close with. I'd tell my parents to buy Bitcoins. Nope. College took a lot out of me and I don't think I would be able to do it again. I am happy with my life where it is right now. I have a job that I like, a cat that is just the cutest thing in the world, and a loving girlfriend that is just the best. I love her a lot and I don't want to risk not finding her. Yes, I was very mean and lost many good friendships. It would be a lot easier to improve myself in every aspect of my life if I did this. Sure. Let's see what wonderful way I can fuck it up this time. Absolutely. Due to my disability, it took me a while to grasp social cues and I got bullied a lot for it. With what I know now, middle and high school would have been a breeze and I'd probably be able to get the school's disciplinarian fired and imprisoned. Prejudice BH. And I'd be able to save my great-grandma from her horrible fate. Straighten out my parents' divorce by standing up for myself. It happened when I was 7. I'm referring to the tug of war they dragged me through. Hell, maybe convince my father to move out of state. WV's education system is non-existent. I missed out on so many opportunities and it's hard to not regret it.